We are Billy Goat. We love you, fam. Hashtag givers gang. 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 We are Billy Goat. We are Billy Goat.
Good afternoon. Welcome into Billy Goat Tales on a Sunday afternoon. We appreciate you stopping in with us. Great to see everybody. We want to say hello to the team because we got a great show for you lined up today. Really a lot going on in the crypto space. Matter of fact, in the meeting right before we started, I just got some brand new information that I didn't even hear about until just a few minutes ago. We'll go over all of that, right, Dave?
Sure.
Let's say hello to Jimmy Jim. What's going on, Jimmy Jim?
What's going on, Billy?
Good to see you, brother. Red Man, how you doing today?
Thankful for another day not promised.
That's right. And of course, Dave Digital. What's happening, Dave? Good to see you, man.
Good to see you. Just taking the time to share the stream out on X. You guys know that that's where we get a lot of our viewers. So definitely take the time, share the stream to your following so that we can get everybody in here. And we're looking for a good day. Hey, Billy just found out that Bitcoin hit a new all-time high. So we'll be talking about that here in just a second.
Oh, is that what I found out about? Okay. That could... what was we going to say? We were going to say hello to chat, right? Red Man?
We say hi to Red?
Oh, by the
Let's
way,
go.
Tony's not with us today. Tony is taking a much needed relaxation day today. I'm sure you guys all know more, but he's
So that
go ahead, Red.
oh sorry. So the first person in chat, the gold medal goes to Mike Vollmer. So big lot of Mike Vollmer. We got Cryptobilly, we got me, we got Jesse, we got Curtis Hill in the chat. OG, good to see you, Curtis Hill. Let's see who else do we have here. Mike Vollmer, Dark Crash is in the chat. He will be in the show. Dark Crash will be here. We got Dave Digital in the chat. We got Andy in the chat dropping emojis. You guys go ahead and emoji bomb that chat. Yep, Poe-man's in here. Yep, big old lot of Poe-man. Let's see what else we got. Nightbot's in the chat. Pretty much. Oh, Crypto Badell's in the chat. Big shout out. Crypto Badell saying givers gang to you, Crypto Badell. Let's see who else do we got. All right. I think that's pretty much it, Billy.
Very good, very good, very good. Yeah, good to see everybody. Thanks for tuning in on a Sunday afternoon. Hopefully you're watching some football. Hopefully your team is winning. We are in the fantasy football league with a few of us. And right now I am barely hanging on to a lead, 150 to 130. And I am playing Kelly Kellum. So how are you doing, Red? I know you're in there too.
Yeah, so right now I'm getting my butt shellacked by the LBC. And we all know Lunar Express is beating me 194 to 120. So congratulations, buddy. Having a good day. Man, look at these numbers. Yep. So he got 50 points out of the quarterback from Miami, Tua Galalova. I don't know how you say that last name. Sorry about that. I don't mean to. Puka Nakua got him 33 points, and he got 41 points from Christian McCaffrey. I got 34 points out of Jalen Waddle, wide receiver from Miami. Other than that, everything else is kind of stale. So 120 to 194. Congratulations, LBC.
Yep. LBC's in there. Who else? Tony BioMex is in that league.
Yeah, Tony's winning.
Yep.
Tony has not. So we got Nick DeMondi. Diamond Hands is in there. Take a step back. He's winning 114 to 91 over BioMex. And we got the Lifers in there. Lifers down a little bit. Toaster's beating them right now. I didn't see Toaster in the chat. Anybody know where Toaster's at?
Where is the
song?
The best toasters? are French toasters, as we all know. So
Yeah.
let's get into it. Bitcoin hit an all-time high, 125. I guess what was it on the number, Dave? Do you have that on the number?
Sure. I can go take a look here. Right on Bitstamp, we hit 125.7.
Sounds about right.
125.7. Yep. Yep. I'm pulling it up myself behind the scenes here, so
What are you doing?
I am looking at it myself behind the scenes here too. So
What are you doing?
yeah, you heard me. Look what's going on, guys. Bitcoin beats not just the all-time high, but Bitcoin beats world's top 5 banks by 350 billion. So Bitcoin's 2.4 trillion value tops world's 5 biggest banks, fueled by what? ETF demand. Its market cap has reached roughly around 2.4 trillion, a value that exceeds the total market capitalization of the largest 5 banks in the world. As of October 3rd, Bitcoin is trading above that 120 mark and remains the largest digital asset by market cap at that particular time with a volume of 7.1 billion. So guys, we always been talking about is the top end. Where are we going from here? Is it altcoin season? What say you? What say you, Jimmy Jim? What's next for Bitcoin, brother?
Well, I think I've been saying that Bitcoin isn't done. I mean, I think that comes in another, call it 3 to 4 weeks. I think that's when I might seriously consider taking some profits.
So like November, first week of November.
Yeah, probably, between the first and second weeks going into, Thanksgiving. I think we'll see Bitcoin stop anyway.
What
I
about
think
you,
it still has
Redman?
room to go.
Okay, Jimmy's on. Yep, Jimmy's been saying he's got room. What about you, Redman?
So I'm thinking 127 and 156 is what I have mapped out. Whether it hits that or not, it's not financial advice. That's just, I pulled a fib from this low right here on June 22nd. So from that low, I pulled a fib. 0.5 is sitting there right there at 127, and the other one, the zero, is at 158K. So those are kind of what I'm looking at. Those are the two spots that I'm looking at to take. But I mean, of course, there's a lot of caveats, right? So this is something that you got to watch every day. If you start seeing some crazy stuff go on, obviously, I DCA'd in, but I'll DCA out. It's kind of like what Jimmy was talking about, just taking percentage off the table when you hit those time periods. Obviously, I need to see some other things as well, like market sentiment, and I need to see, where the Coinbase app is at on the app ranking and all that other good basic stuff that we look at to try to make an informed decision. But I don't think by any means Bitcoin's done going up yet.
Well, what about you, Dave Digital?
Well, my gut says that we're going to have a blow off top, 130, high 130s, 150, something like that. But I don't know how we're going to get there. If we look at the daily, if something doesn't change in the next few hours, we're about to SFP on the daily. And normally SFPs are pretty strong. Obviously, I would like to get some sort of a retrace and then I'll take a short. But normally SFPs are pretty strong. And so if we close this candle, that big wick, this little bitty body, and below our previous highs, that could mean trouble for Bitcoin. Now, will that mean just another lower high or higher low, and then another higher high? Hopefully we will see the the blow off top, but there's signs in the chart that aren't exactly beautiful. So we'll
Well,
have to see.
maybe this is a way we get there. Maybe these ETF inflows that are just going off the hook. Let's see.
Did
if I
you
can
just
get back.
segue right into our next topic? That was beautiful, Billy.
Actually, you did that, Dave. I'm just along for the ride, my friend. But no, it's incredible what the total flows have been for the ETFs, and including the Ethereum too, and some of the ETFs that are coming. For some reason, this thing is not refreshing. I can't show you what I was just looking at behind the scenes. But anyways, huge numbers, and I think that's how we continue to get a drive up of buying pressure that continues to force the price action up just due to all the buying pressure. The grayscale, I had a different chart up. I'm trying to, here's Fidelity's. So Fidelity's price is at 107 right now, but if you get into grayscale GBTC, it's at 96.36. And the IBIT is the most popular, has the most market share. It's at 69.81.
BlackRock.
25 24-hour volume, 83.1 million, man. These are just incredible numbers. Just incredible numbers. So maybe that's how they do it, Dave. Just perfect. What we wanted to do is bring in Dark Crash to go over the Bitcoin chart. That's how we're really going to tell. Let's bring him on up. Dark.
Howdy, everybody.
What's up?
Not much. Sticking to the active life as usual.
Yeah, man.
Good to see you, brother.
Gotta lift heavy things
Yeah.
if you want to get good things, right?
Exactly. And as always, health is wealth.
What's that?
Health is wealth. It's good to take care of yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
We got
Yeah,
Army Piper in the chat and Julie.
Yeah, man.
Say hi
Yeah,
to Army Piper and Julie.
Oh, yeah. Hello, everyone.
Let's bring up the chart, Crash. Let's take a
For
look
sure.
at Bitcoin. Let's get it on.
Yeah, so on the weekly, we have, well, essentially wicked up to the value area zone around my spider line. We haven't exactly hit it on the average. However, we more or less have kind of hit the pocket in terms of trying to breach and exceed that all-time high, where again, as you can see right on the screen here, about 125.7 plus or minus a few points there. So yeah, new high has been set, visible there on the weekly. The only thing that's really setting us in a good position, at least in the short term, for said spike towards the upside for that blow off top that we might be imagining, is we got a upset or an uprise, however you want to call it, on the VWAP down here. It's just kind of doing this thing where it's going against the current price action, and then subsequently with the 1, 2, 3 bang situation we got there, we had like a nice little jackknife trigger wave, which launched us into this situation again with the nice green money flow. Again, the only thing that really kind of pairs me here is the beginning of separation and the continuing separation of such bands, which leads me to believe we should come down and hit the 60-50 with these eventually. But we are still holding strong despite what we've seen before. And I'd like to always trail and start again with this. We got the bearish divergence on the monthly forming, but that doesn't mean that we can't have just like one more little shock, like recovery from this all-time high we've just had, shock drop down to liquidate and profit take before we get that blow off top situation. Again, we could see a massive hook in momentum briefly down, and maybe not in the monthly here. Let's wheel back to the weekly. We could see another dip down in momentum before we get that shot up, but more or less I'm still trying to follow that doom and gloom scenario very carefully, while also preparing myself for such a blow off top in between the Canadian and American Thanksgivings, which sounds about right based on what Red was saying there. It seems like it would be the most plausible for it to happen around that time, but that doesn't detract from the whole Christmas rally potential and to drop off even in late February should we continue to see this drag on. But on the daily, again, we're seeing a nice setup here. How do I say this? From here to here, you got a definite raise in momentum, even though the price action is in fact a higher bottom. The fact that the momentum has shot up faster than the price has kind of shows a bit of a hidden divergence, if you want to call it that. It's not exactly something you would see on a divergence chart, maybe, but that's what I'm seeing. And lo and behold, we blast back through on the daily above the spider line purgatory and back into the range. And of course, sitting on some nice volume pockets right there as well. But yeah, the situation for Bitcoin looking pretty happy right now. Would I be jumping in and buying more spot? Yes, but I would obviously have a limited capacity because it seems like we're kind of late in the game, at least in terms of, oops, I meant for 4-hour chart, at least in terms of this bull cycle, I believe. But yeah, we did have this beautiful pinch right here, this transfer of money flow into the green at no better time than when we're crossing the spider line there, which brought us into this 1, 2, 3 momentum thing we're having happen here. And obviously we can see more and more bleeding as we get up. There's a little bleed, a bigger bleed, and an even bigger bleed. And of course, again, actually, let's look at this. I just spotted this. Here on the 4-hour, we have another bearish divergence setting up. So these confirmations are starting to come in on the long term, for sure. But the only countering that is the insanely high money flow. Sorry, someone had something to say?
No, I'm just agreeing with you. Yeah.
Okay, my favorite chart, the 24-minute Bitcoin. More or less, it looks like we have flagged out and then had that boost, that nice little shot up to, let's wheel it. Yeah, 125.7. Let's go with that. And then, yeah, more or less, it's flipped bearish, at least in the short term. And if we look at what we had between the 4, real quick, and Dave's fire alarm, and also the 24 Jesus Christ, Dave. I feel like there's another beep that you got going on. I'm hearing one. I think it might just be my headset connection, but too many beeps now, and it's messing with me.
We got stages of beeps.
I don't know. Apparently, I don't know where they're coming from anymore. It's all in my head. Anyways, just for some fun, let's go down and see what the 5-seconder looks like, which is a pretty wild chart to see. Oh my lord.
Yeah, it's hard to stay in control with Dave Digital on your team, Crash. You gotta get used to it.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to be able to wheel back quick enough here to find the 125er, but anyways, let's just forget about that for now. Where was I? Oh, there's that secondary beep again. Definitely the headset.
That's on you. Yeah, that's definitely not me.
Yeah. Well, anyways, that's a situation right now for Bitcoin as it stands. Largely, still largely bearish, but we have this little thing going on with the weekly here that says, yes, we're ready for a blow off top, if not already had it. But this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kind of situation, and we've kind of blasted out over the 5. I'm not using Trendoscope, but I'm visualizing it. But essentially through this trend that we've had, we've broken out more or less to the upside. And yeah, good times for Bitcoin ahead, but not for long. I don't believe this is going to last much longer. The monthly paints a grim picture, folks. Especially with the 1, 2, 3, boom, 1, 2, 3, boom, another 1, 2, 3. It's got to come down eventually. What goes up must come down. So yeah, just stay careful out there, folks. Anyways, that's the take on Bitcoin. So I do have a few others open here.
Yeah, well, we'll come right back to you, Crash, because
yeah,
I blew right through the bubbles in the coin market update. No. So you ready for bubbles, Red Man? You ready for the bubbles, buddy?
Let's go. All right, let me get out of the picture here, and we will get to business. Okay, get out of this. All right, so mostly green for the bubbles here on this Sunday. We got a little bit of a drop off for MYX Finance coin we spoke about a couple weeks ago. I'm not going to go into depth on that puppy. We've covered it enough. Mantle looking bullish, up 1.2 in the hourly. Mantle sitting at rank 24. RWA play $6.81 billion. Sitting at $2.09. Mantle. Impressed with that coin. Did a little short on it. It's on the Billy Go Tails YouTube. Go ahead and find it. Check it out for yourselves. Aptos. Aptos has I was looking at it right before the stream. Aptos has a $61 million token unlocked this week. It is up 1.1% in the hourly. We're sitting at rank number 35 for Aptos, 3.85 billion. A lot of bullish things coming out on Aptos. Excited for that coin. Caspa's up 2 spots to number 55. I'm bullish on Caspa. Up 2 spots. It's $1.99 billion market cap, sitting at 7 cents, 7.5 cents. Hasn't moved much. It's down 49% for the year. Let's see here. Dot. Let's look at Dot. Okay, so Dot's up 0.3% for the hour. It's sitting at rank number 25. Market cap is 6.57 billion. This is for Billy. Dot sitting at $4.12. Let's go, Dot. We're rooting for Dot. Tau, 0.4% on the hourly for Tau. It's up 1 spot to number 38. It's a $3.82 billion market cap, sitting at $314 per coin. That's Tau for you. Congratulations to the Tau people. Don't really see anything else. Let's move on to the daily. And the daily, so we got a little bit of a pullback in the daily. So we got Aster down 14.5%. Trending coin. Everybody's talking about it, but it's down. It's down 1 spot to number 35, $3 billion market cap. $1.81 gets you 1 Aster coin. Let's move on over to SPX, the meme coin. It's up 4 spots to number 72. It's up almost 10% for the daily. Sitting at $1.64 per coin. That's SPX 6900. Let's see what else we got. A cake. We don't really talk about pancake swap too often. It's down 2 spots to number 82. It's $1 billion market cap, roughly. $3.17 will get you 1 cake. Looks like it's having a pretty good year, though. Oh, it's up 70% for the year. Congratulations. Up 42 spots to number 82. Pretty solid. Nice little consolidation here. Nice little pump at the end. I like what I'm seeing out of Pancake Swap. Pyth up 1 spot to number 91. It's up 4.7% on the daily. $929 million market cap. Sitting at 16 cents. That's Pyth Network. We all know that's the Oracle. It's going to be used by the U.S. government. XBL is up 4.8% the daily. Up 2 spots to number 64. $1.64 billion market cap. 91 cents gets you 1 coin. That's XBL for you. Down 35% for the week. Looks like it had a little sell-off there after the launch. Let's see here what else we got for the weekly. Zcash still showing bullish for Zcash. It's down in the daily. Still up 166% for the week. Congratulations to the Zcash people. Up 37 spots to number 45. Market cap $2.65 billion. $162 gets you 1 Zcash token. Congratulations to the Zcash people. Floki. Wow, I don't really see much out of Floki these days, but it's up 23% for the week. It's up 8 spots to number 89. $971 million market cap. Still a bunch of zeros in the price. Floki meme coin, super high risk. You do what you will with that one. Not financial advice. Let's see. Curve's trying to be the Google of cryptocurrency. They're up 1 spot to number 83. They're up 13.2%. Considerable. This is bullish here for CurveDAO. So congratulations to the CurveDAO people. Let's go on to the monthly. Monthly is pretty much the same as it was last week. Yearly is pretty much the same as the last week, other than the newcomer Zcash. Look at that pump all the way from $35, sitting at $162. Congratulations, Zcash people. Big Cat token exchange Coin. We're not going to go into that one too much. H bar has been consolidating. Still up 26 spots. Number 18. Ave. And sounds like something's going on. So I'll go ahead and send it back over to you, Billy.
Yeah, man.
Sorry, that was membership chat. I misunderstood it as gifted membership. So that's Tex-Mex BioMex who's playing hooky and coming into the chat and talking about his 2-month membership. Good job, Tex-Mex. You've been a member for 2 months.
Watch, no hands. Tex-Mex, BioMex, boom, 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 boom. Good
Wow,
to
we
see
heard
you,
your
Tony.
thoughts.
Yeah, you can just read my mind. Good to see you, though. I'm glad Tony made it into the chat. We are going to roll right into the coin market cap update, Dave.
Are we? Well, let's do it.
Yeah, here we go. Of course, we just did the bubble, so we're not going to spend too much time on this, but we will say Bitcoin at 122,790, 771 as it moves as I speak. Top 10. That's where you want to be, guys. That's where I try to be. Top 10 right there. XRP, Ethereum, Solana. I do have some Doge, not a lot of Doge. Cardano, of course. Hyperliquid still killing it, man. It's top number 11. Chainlink's 12. I wish Chainlink would get busy. And I got a bag of Chainlink. I want it to get busy at $22.06. A lot of people have, I think, bags of Chainlink. Sui needs to get busy as well. Avalanche. These are all good, great projects. My worthless opinion is they're great projects. So Stellar, H-Bar needs to get busy. These guys got to get busy here. And of course, we round out with all the way down to Crash's great coin that he loves, number 22, Kronos, Crow token. And all the way down to my favorite coin that we will talk about today, because guess who's in the news? Polkadot is in the news. I know. Hold your applause. Hold your applause. There we go. That's what I expected. What is trending? What is trending? Well, guys, have you heard of 48 Club token? Because I have not. But it is trending. And I guess Bitcoin's number 3 trending. Ethereum's 4. ALEO. Never heard of it. Number 5. Solana, number 6 trending. XRP, always in the top 10. Doge, number 8. And there's our favorite, Dave. You've been trading that, right? Or a lot of people have been talking about the Aster token. Aster, game changer, DEX, right? Did you make a trade on that, Dave?
No, I haven't traded any Aster yet, but I have heard a lot of people talking about it, but I haven't looked into it.
Yeah. So when we bring Crash back up, we'll ask him about the Aster, because I know a lot of people are trading that in a lot of different communities as well.
And welcome to Joe and his crew in the chat. He did a little raid on us. Thank you, Joe, for coming in. Good to see you guys. Crypto Coin Mindset.
Joe.
Good to see you. Yeah, man. All
Trade
the people
intuition coming through. Giver's game, baby.
Yeah, man.
We're just hitting
Mike Bulmer. We had Mike Bulmer put his membership for 2 months. He says, "Love you guys." Not in a gay way. And then Rusty
Mike B.
Then Rusty Bot member for 2 months says, "I'm right behind you, Tex-Mex." Whoa, I don't know what they're doing, but I think that's where I would have put "not in a gay way."
Mike B. Thank you, man.
Yeah, and real quick, Andy corrected me. It's not Curve that wants to be the Google of blockchains. It's Graph. So I got that one mixed up. So yeah, we got a correction. Thanks.
They've been trying to do that for a long time.
Yeah. And so we have Fear and Greed at 58. And the altcoin index is at 60 now. If you recall, it was up to 75. So it's pulled off. And our market cap is pulled off a little too. It's at 4.18 trillion. So everything's kind of backed off. Bitcoin keeps on keeping on, right? We did go around the horn to make our Bitcoin assumptions. As I said last week, I basically said that I think the top's in, right? Well, I'm 51% sure the top was in. So, and then what? A week later, it actually creaked up a little bit more. Kind of reminds me a little bit of 21, double top kind of thing happening there.
Yeah, but I think we're looking at $300.
ETFs. I do believe the ETFs are just going to bring a massive amount of liquidity and buying pressure. And so who knows? Like we all know, I don't sell my Bitcoin, so I hope it does go up to 200,000. That would be freaking awesome for all of us in the crypto space. Yep. That's right. And that wraps up the coin market cap. Let's pop down to, let's say hi to chat real quick, Dave, and I'll pop over to our next.
Yeah, man. We have crypto change to me is in the chat saying hi to Jesse. We have All Set putting up his member for 2 months saying see you guys at the top. Goats. Let's see who else we have. Of course, we have Jesse in the chat. Joe just brought all his family in. Poman's in here. Keith, as we said just a second ago, is in here from Crypto Coin Mindset. Tex-Mex BioMex jumped in. He said, I don't know if Jimmy or Dee are doing the sounds, but interesting to be on this side. Hola, Dark Crash. Not sure what he means by that. I mean, I'm pretty sure that it's Jimmy doing all the sounds because I'm definitely reading the chat right now. But I think that's everybody. Rusty Bot, did I miss Rusty? I think that's everybody there.
All right. Of course, we have this great sound effects only found on Billy Goat Tales, right?
You're frozen.
Let me try to pull this down here. Yep.
Now you're back.
I know. I was having a connection issue there, guys. It's crazy. All right. Polkadot is in the news. Nope, I didn't go look for this. It just happened. Yeah.
What's the date on that? Is
Yeah.
that like from 2020?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you go to the Wayback Machine?
The Wayback Machine. Polkadot in the news. And like I said, I didn't go look for it. It came to me, which I was like shocked. Polkadot poised for breaking the 20-week MA, the mid-major upgrade. So what's been going on? Dot was nearing a critical $5 resistance after breaking above the 20-week moving average, signaling strong uptrend momentum. And recent fundamentals include a hard cap supply at 2.1 billion DOT, ETF approval odds at 90%. And that's, I think, the biggest headline there. The 90% ETF approval odds by November. And we have seen what these ETFs have done to Ethereum, well, to Bitcoin, to Ethereum, and now what's happening to Solana. And so,
well, what did it do to Ethereum?
Well, what did it do? It's Ethereum's at $4,500. I mean, it added.
Where were we at the last bull run with Ethereum? 4,400?
No, but I mean, when they launched the ETFs, you saw immediately even Ethereum, I think I'll produce Bitcoin one day on the ETF buys. It's just massive amount of money coming in. The ETFs do that. They just did it to Solana as well. That's why we had a little run on Solana. And I think when you have the ETFs, which is the traditional FI, all that new money, that's new money. That's not crypto money, right? That's people that basically, for the most part, there's always some, small percentage that are in crypto and in the stock market, right? But a lot of those people that aren't in crypto that have been in the stock market, when the ETF comes available, that's a lot of new capital. That's a lot of new liquidity coming into the marketplace. And so I think it's going to be good for DOT with its ETF. And we know we have a friendly administration. The friendly administration, a lot of these ETFs, if you recall back when Gensler was in in command, they would go through the entire circuit, right? So in other words, all the appeal processes, all the readings, they would go out to the nth, years, months and years. Well, now they're coming through and they're pretty much getting approved pretty quickly, comparatively speaking, to the days of Gary Gensler. But anyways, DOT, the interoperable blockchain powerhouse, is stirring bullish sentiment as it teeters on the brink of a major technical breakout. That was back at when it was at 426. Everything's come down since the 4th. So as everybody knows, it's the running joke. I still have my polka dot. I believe in my polka dot. When the story came up on CoinMarketCap, I was like, oh, wow, it came to me. And I thought we'd talk about it because it is kind of one of those dino coins that just has not really done anything. We were looking at it before the show. We said, look, this would be a good time and we'll have Dark Crash pull this up. Crash, if you want to get that ready, take a look at the dot chart, because it does look like a great amount of accumulation, consolidation happening there. But it is a dino coin. And when people are thinking about where do I put my money? Well, you have your security bag, right? Your bag of Bitcoin, your bag of ETH. Then you have a lot of these new runners, right? These new tokens like Aster that we talked about. A lot of the other ones that we find throughout the crypto space, right? Everybody's plugged in with different communities. We find all kinds of gems that you can plug into. But the safety and security rest in Bitcoin, right? And so when I'm trying to figure out where to put my money at, I do like to look at it like a business. And when I find these blockchains that are like a business, for instance, Polkadot or Cardano, I tend to invest in those businesses, those protocols. So let's pull up the chart on that. Crash. Let's see what you got on that. Let's see if I can pull.
I believe I got it open right now.
Yeah,
no,
I think
that's a 3. There we go.
I gotta take this back and add that to this. It says that. Can somebody add Crash's chart? It says that my chart's open. Dave, can you add Crash's chart?
Yeah. I got it. Hold on, let me see. It says, "Gonna take you off." And then add like that.
There we go. That's me.
There you go.
All right. So I'm going to keep it on the weekly here and avoid the monthly because this one's just a little bit limited on data, as you can tell by the TBSI just starting up there. So just off the weekly, from what I'm gathering, the momentum has increased and been like, here's a big fat wave, and then here's a smaller wave and an even smaller wave. Oops. Apologies for that. And the point here is they're also going up in height, and we even have a little baby one right here. So it's kind of coiling up, in my opinion, based on just the momentum. And also we have a curved up of money flow. Do we see a trigger forming? Possibly. But what I'd be more looking for at this point, especially with how VWAP's been up top for a while, I'd be waiting for that money flow crossover to look for that bang up to the upside. Now, the next area I would look at, I'm just going to zoom this in. It's kind of like we were being told, the consolidation phase right now. If that volume shows up again, that'd be great. But basically what we're seeing here is, we'd have to break through 6 to 7. That just disappeared, unfortunately. But we did briefly see the flash. There it is.
There it is.
Volume pocket around 7. We got to blast through here. We'll hit 6. And then 7's where all the volume is sitting. So this pocket right here between 6.5 and 7 is probably where I'd expect the next explosion to be, should we see the next lump in the green. But that being said, it could very well even go back up to test the DBSI, because it seems like it's been trying to do that, and it managed to do that. So I would say, based on the recent news and change in fundamentals and potential upgrades, that I would say we're more than due for a retest, which would put us closer to a $9 dot, ideally, especially given these volume pockets on the left side here leading up to the DBSI line, as we can see.
What was that? December 24? Is that where it was when it hit $11? Or go back just a little bit right there. What's the date on that, Crash?
Monday, 2nd of December, 24.
Yeah. So less than a year ago is when it had that, right around that, all of the alts, not all of them, but a lot of the alts had that nice push up. And
Yeah, there's that amazing week above $10, then it retracted, then it spiked up to hit their DBSI, and then retracted again slightly, and we started to form that spindle, leading us to the eventual demise, at least temporarily.
yeah, that was a good week right there in crypto. Because I was thinking, oh man, if this is the new baseline, this is going to be good. But of course, it wasn't. It wasn't the new baseline.
Yeah. All right, let's get auto size
Except for
back on.
Bitcoin. Bitcoin kept on rolling for sure.
Yeah, and I guess leading up to that news as well, you can see him like this couldn't be more clear than day. Like there's 4 lumps this time instead of the usual 3. This is a divergence for the books, guys. Literally. So even the move is relatively small. It's from the high 3s up into the mid-low 4s. Just playing off of basic market cipher strategy and hopefully ignoring money flow in this circumstance. Just the way the setup was in terms of being completely oversold and divergence forming. And look, the bands start to expand, and then they do that thing where they test, and next thing you know, we're up again. So for short-term plays, scalps like this, at least on the few-day frame, and keep in mind, scalps, I know people's perspectives are different here. I have a much larger perspective, so my scalps could be days if I did them. So that being said, this one was a prime scalp, and it looks like we came right back down to test, which is perfect. But yeah, I would say $6-7 dot would be the next range before we test the DBSI. See a potential for another $9-10 dot. Will we ever relive the $50 dot days? I am not sure, but yeah, it is seeming quite interesting out there. Oops. Where was I? 24. Quick peek at the 24. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, and exhaustion. And then, of course, we're sitting on that little volume pocket you can see right there. Potential for it to come right back up to the 4.2s, very real, especially with the DBSI line there. But right now, short term, still a bit bearish, at least to the $4. I think we should bleed out the alts just a little bit more into Bitcoin. I feel like it's that time again. But yeah, just sliding quickly over to ETH, unless anyone else has something to say on DOT.
No, go hit it, man.
All right. So on the other side of things here, our favorite DeFi token, Ethereum, the one that's basically the base of everything we've seen come to be, this guy's doing extremely well. It looks like, does this wick indicate a potential short-term new high, at least in the weekly here? I would say so. Back it up to the monthly. Yeah, just in the short term at least. The previous all-time high was around 495, it looks like. So that would be something we would have to look at. Momentum still going to the upside, curling of RSI. Does that mean downside, at least maybe short term? Oops. But in conjunction with the setup we have here, especially with a slight curve up in money flow, do we have a chance to push it back up to 5,000? Absolutely. I don't think this is finished. It does look like a bit of a baby turtle, but it could just be a short-term blip on the radar before it does that spike thing upwards. But yeah, Ethereum. Sorry?
Turtle.
Turtle. Yeah, turtles.
It's a little turtle.
Basically. Daily.
We have Alex O in the chat. Good to see you, Alex. Hope you got some golfing in this weekend, my friend. Thanks for popping in.
Drop
Alex
your
likes
orders.
shorting DOT, it seems.
I think we would like to see ETH take that high at 48, just that local high at 48 on the daily, and then probably pull back all the way, 46 from there or 43, and then go. But then 58 looks in the cards, huh?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Like it's already geared itself up. The RSI has come right back up. If we look at it from this perspective back here, we're more or less about right here, if you think about it, because this seems like the perfect retracement in conjunction with the last one. So I don't see why we wouldn't have blast off above 5,000 Ethereum in the very short term here. But let's just try and verify that a little bit with our shorter time frames. Again, there's the bucket, and there's the bucket, and then the scoop, or you can call it cup and handle. You very well could. It's not, this one's a bit of a dented cup, but it's still a cup, and then it happens. So, wow, incredibly tight trigger wave right there. Of course, that would be why our Ethereum went back up to the 45s. Okay, 1 hour. Still looking very pretty. Lots of green there. Lots of potential for a short-term lift, at least for now, because mostly the momentum's on the upside. We do see narrowing of the waves, indicating a potential baby turtles to form on the hourly down there, or even some reverse upside down Jesus take the wheels, which would lead to similar situations like this. Sliding over to the 24-minute real quick. What do we have here? Oop. Okay. So obviously we've come to rest up here. We found our support in this few day window. Zoom all the way in. Make that a bit bigger. Okay. So in the last day and a bit, we did come up and push ourselves above 4,600. Came back, retested support. Still showing incredibly overbought down here, which leads me to believe we might even absorb this right here and flash crash ourselves down another $100 price. Yeah, there's a few volume pockets we could look at here in terms of where price action could lead to. But right now, we've had the run up. It's come to rest, and we need to bleed out some exhaust, which is not uncommon at all. This is a great accumulation phase, even where we're sitting right now. Should it dip lower, happily take the sale. But as it stands right now, still very good. There might be a bit of a discount to go forward before that blast off to 5,000, at least for Ethereum.
Jimmy, where are we going? Where's Ethereum going?
Mhm.
Give me a
I
price.
mean, if Bitcoin goes up, Ethereum's going to go up.
Give me a price prediction, Jimmy.
Like the top.
Yeah. Think and what you hope.
I mean, probably 6,000-7,000 is realistic. I hope over 8.
Yeah. So
I would probably peg it right there at 61.5.
Whoa.
Yeah.
you 61.5, huh?
No rhyme or reason. It's just more or less my opinion. I don't see why it would go above 7,000, at least this time around.
Did you pull fib retracement?
Let's see. Where is that little buddy right there? Ah, where is it?
Where's your favorite bar?
Yeah. Where's your favorite? I can't. On yours, it's different layout than on mine.
Ah, it's been a while since I pulled the fib, quite literally, pun intended.
Oh, you need to go check out Frankie.
I
Yeah, I
do.
keep mine in my favorite bar.
Yeah,
So
mine
I couldn't even
too.
tell you which one of those it's in.
I know it's in here somewhere.
Yeah,
Might be the
because
top.
I would see that, where, what it could really go to.
It's the top one. It's right under. It's right under the draw the line, the trend line.
Oops. Oh, right under the trend line.
The
Sorry, I must
triple,
be
where
blind.
it's like the sandwich or the 4 things.
Oh, that. No, that's
Okay,
indicator.
third one down. Third one down on the left. There. I think it's the up one, maybe the down one.
Oh,
Yeah.
There we go. So from here to down at the bottom of this candle you're looking for, or from here to here?
Where are you at?
Either one. You can do the macro or the micro. Either one.
Okay.
Oh.
I don't think this is one of Dark Horse's favorite tools.
No,
No,
I use a fib
I
on
prefer
everything.
the base market cipher strategy. I don't even really use fibs that
So,
much.
so go up, see what that. Scroll down there. There you go. What's that number? Where's that price point at coming across there?
The 618.
Yeah, 618. That What?
773. About 7,300.
Is that
Yeah.
the 2618 or 1618?
The 1618.
Yeah. So there you go, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Between 6 and 7. Yeah. What do you think it's going to get to, Dave?
Well,
Ethereum.
I think it's going to get, like we've been talking about, 5,700 burst, somewhere in that range, and then it may go into 8,000. But if you talk to Dan from Chart Guys, he says that if you can get to the 1618, it's highly likely you get to the 3618.
So if you make it up there, there's a higher probability that it continues to go, huh?
That's what Dan was saying.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, what about you, Redman? What do you think he's going to make it to this round?
Well, so I pulled a 50% from the low, which was May 5th, sitting at $15.99. It's actually right now it's a little bit above the 618, but I'm looking at this 0.5 level, which is roughly 4,600, and then the 0% is 7,600. So in a Super Bowl case scenario, 7,600, more likely to I don't know, be around 5,000, 5,500. You know, that's kind of what I'm looking at.
Okay. Definitely hit 5,000 next week.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. Hopefully, yeah.
Who
So,
knows?
but 7,600 would be a great spot to get out at.
Round the horn. All right. There's our ETH chart. So we do have our weekend at Billy's coming up next weekend, Dave.
Do we?
We are going to have so much fun. We were just talking about it before the show. Things we're going to get into, Billy Goattail's team, being able to get together and plan out our next moves, the future, what we have in store. It's going to be fun. Can't wait. Remember, anyone can get involved and come to the trip we're going to do annually. We're going to do it every single year. And you just have to own one of our NFTs that has the Easter egg on it. We put you on the wheel, we spin it, and there you go. You win, you get to come. Only thing you have to do is get here. We take care of everything. And I was over at the lake house yesterday, checking it all out for the boys. I don't think I put anything in the queue unless Dave can grab something from our team's meeting. But yeah, the lake is beautiful. The weather is perfect right now. Jimmy checked the weather forecast before during our meeting. What'd you say, Jimmy? Like 11% chance?
Yeah, it was about
8%?
I think the highest percent was like 14.
Oh, was it 14? Okay, I thought it was 11. Yeah. So
And highs in the mid 70s, mid high 70s, lows in the mid high 50s. Or
Yeah.
I'm sorry, mid low 50s.
yeah, and for those of you, we don't know, this could turn into being up like a Billy Goat Tales meetup every year instead of our annual trip. But we're going to have an annual trip for the winner for just holding our NFTs. We're going to have an annual trip winner. I keep hearing that beep too, Crash. I keep hearing that beep too. Redman, you
it's
ready?
real.
Ready?
Ready
Yeah.
for the trip?
Oh yeah, I'm good to go. I just got to look
Hey.
at my itinerary again, but yeah, work knows I'm leaving, so that's always a good thing.
What's Alex saying over here? Alex saying it snowed here last night. Wow.
It always snows there, doesn't it?
One of the
Well-
hardest working men in crypto is my favorite, Alex O. Crypto. I've never met a more honest, transparent, loving personality. Givers gain, Otter Gang. Billy Goattails loves you, Alex O.
I'm not on my phone. Text Mex BioMex. Text says it's Billy's phone. My phone's not on. Well, it's on, but it's on sleep mode right now. Yeah, text Mex BioMex. All right, let's get into this. Was pretty interesting to me. Let me share this with you guys. It always takes me a second because I'm not as fluid as Dave Digital. So, Rich Dad, Poor Dad author. Very smart guy. Definitely a business guy. Robert Kiyosaki predicts economic downturn, pushes Bitcoin and gold as safe havens. There's a current picture of him. So, one of the best books you can read about just a worldview and finance, money, personal savings, and the philosophy that goes behind, say, one man's worldview versus the other man's worldview in Rich Dad, Poor Dad. So very smart guy in my humble opinion, but he warns of an imminent economic depression and advised seeking protection in gold and Bitcoin instead of relying on stocks. The weakening dollar and expectation of further rate cuts push investors towards traditional safe havens. Gold rose nearly 50% and Bitcoin surpassed $120,000. Kiyosaki criticized Warren Buffett for changing his stance on precious metals. Well, Warren Buffett was never really big on Bitcoin, but I think all these digital asset classes now are going to redefine a lot of the old timers' perceptions of good investments with the new digital age coming to fruition. So Robert Kiyosaki cautioned that a looming economic depression is approaching and recommended turning to gold and Bitcoin over stocks. The U.S. government delayed key data. As you know, we're in a shutdown in the United States. Haven't heard the latest on that because we had our meeting today and stuff. But a lot of the economic data that Army Piper goes over is being delayed because of the fact that the government is shut down. With that said, everybody is still getting their Social Security checks. That's not just me saying that. I actually went and checked on that before this stream because when I heard about the shutdown, I was like, let's see if it's impacting the Social Security folks. And it's not. They're getting their checks. The U.S. The U.S. government delayed key data, including the September jobs report. Investors have already begun betting on additional rate cuts by the Federal Reserve. The weaker dollar outlook drove capital towards traditional safe haven assets, with gold climbing 50% year to date. So economic collapse, economic problems, economic government shutdown. What's going on in our economy, Jimmy Jim?
Well, I mean, I think this shutdown was more political than anything. I mean, you put up a bill just saying, hey, we're going to keep things just like they are, approve that, push the, kick the can down the road a little bit further, and they go no. I mean, it sounds pretty political to me.
Certainly does. For sure. What's your take on it, Red Man? Are we going to have an economic slowdown?
Yeah, I did a little bit of research. So it turns out global growth as a whole is slowing 2.9%, and that's down from 3.4% in 2024. So not quite a recession, but it is sluggish growth ahead. And so part of my research also showed that that analysts are calling for a 40% chance of a full recession in the next year or two. And then that's attributed to trade wars and tariffs, immigration crackdowns, consumer squeeze. Wages were slowing 2.1% to 1.4%, while inflation stays high. We talked about that. Well, Army Piper's been talking about that on his live show in the morning. And then real income is shrinking, so people are spending less because they're making less. And he was talking about that too, like with the he called it stagflation, right? You were less jobs, more inflation creates total disruption, and that's why I've been kind of talking about how this reset is in the making. This financial reset is in the making, especially with unemployment rising to 4.5% in 2026. That's a speculated outcome, and hopefully it doesn't get to 4.5%. But interest rates are still high. I mean, we've had one cut. Hopefully we'll have two more, and hopefully we'll see the two that are coming actually impact the market a lot better than the first one did, because as we all know, the first one didn't really have the oomph that we thought it was going to have, at least for me anyways. Then not only that, looking at a global outlook, China is facing deflation and a housing crisis right now. And then there's aging populations. So aging populations, we're having less kids. Obviously, those factors have a lot longer outlook, but it is a factor. Less kids in the economy means less jobs over the next 20 years. We're definitely going to see the pains from that as well. I would watch out for tariff negotiations, Fed policy shifts, and consumer confidence numbers. Those are three things. With the government shutdown, we're not getting any numbers, right? So, but I think there's another part of that. They kind of don't want to show you the numbers, but that's just my thought, because the numbers are really that bad. But anyways, that's a whole different route, and we don't need to go down it on this show. But I think bottom line, expect the next 12 after into 2026. Expect 2026 and half of 2027 to be very, very sluggish and recession-ish. That's kind of my outlook on things.
Well, I think Piper was saying stagflation. So when you have jobs coming down, unemployment coming up, and inflation still increasing, moving, that's stagflation. So, let's see. I don't really know. We'll see. No one really knows until afterwards. Afterwards, you can look at it and say, oh, we were in a recession at this time, or stagflation at this time. But some of those big cyclical charts that we've seen floating around for years in the financial markets, they would point to that 2026 by just cyclical design is supposed to be a down year. Now, when you line up all of the stuff that's happening country-wise, tariff-wise, economically, I would bet that it's going to be probably after the first quarter, it's going to be not so hot year. But we'll see. I mean, it's hard to really know. One thing we do know: buy Bitcoin, own Bitcoin, keep DCA and into Bitcoin. You're not going to go wrong by doing that. Has been my personal opinion, not financial advice.
And just a comment on what Rev was saying about unemployment. I think that we better enjoy our time of unemployment that's in the single digits. I think with AI, I think we're quickly headed to double digits, and I think maybe 50%, something like that. I think it's really, the fastest AI is growing, I think that unemployment is going to grow at a similar pace as AI is growing, because it's taken the jobs just that fast, and it's not necessarily created them that fast. So to think that, in the 4s or 3s or whatever we're at right now, I think that, I don't think we're going to stay here very long. I think unemployment, they're going to have to find a new way to measure things, because I think AI is going to take jobs, and I think a lot of people aren't going to want jobs, you know, that are out there. So I'm not sure about that. But let's talk about a little bit about the government shutdown. So I think they have a method to their madness, like Jeff was saying. I think Trump wants to fire a lot of people, and there's a date that Army Fiber was talking about that if he can get it to that date, then he can fire all the people that he wants to fire, basically. So I think he's going to do that. But I also think that every time the government shuts down, we get something like this, where we get assets just go through the top, they go through the roof, and that's what we've seen in all of them. But I think the biggest thing that affected me is the three-eye atlas thing just crossed through Mars, and we don't get to see any of those pictures because they shut the government down. So I really wanted to see that. Have you been watching that, Billy? The three-eye atlas?
Not really, but I mean, I've seen some posts on it and stuff, but I haven't followed it. No.
I mean, I want to know if this thing's a spaceship. And right when we're about to get the pictures, the government shuts down. So I don't know what's going on here.
So that could be a conspiracy theory, right? So they really found that the alien, but they made it to Jimmy's point, they made it like a political move so that they can withhold the confirmation of the alien ship, right?
They could something might be like that. I mean, they say it's showing some weird stuff. Obviously, I don't understand everything they talk about, but according to how they tell the story, it sounds weird.
It's secretly Satoshi's ship.
Ah, him and Golden are just up there chilling.
Well, I will say this. Oh, you brought up AI. I think you're 100% on the money. I don't think the world is ready for what we're going to see with unemployment directly due to AI. So if you watch some of the shows researching on AI that talk about ChatGPT, and what version are we on right now, Dave? ChatGPT
5+.
So like they're saying when it gets to 6, it's going to hit this echelon of jobs taken, and I think when they said when it gets to 7, it's going to start curing cancer and doing all this stuff that we're not ready for. You know, like we've been trying to do this for years. So I was like, really? I mean, 6, 7, 8, it's going to be it. And you see how fast they're improving. So when are we going to see ChatGPT 6?
And you got to figure it like this, Billy. They're not just telling us that because they haven't seen it already. They've already got it probably in their hands. They're already working with it.
Right.
They may have even been working with it now for years or even decades. But
Right.
they're not just telling us because it's not here. I don't think they're like, oh well, maybe we're going to build this soon. I don't believe that for a second. I think they've already built it.
Hey, we got Mr. Ethereum. You know, when I see Mr. Ethereum in the chats, I always know that something's good's going to happen for Ethereum, because that Mr. Ethereum comes around when good stuff happens for Ethereum. So it's good to see you here, as well as you too, Steve Hickey. Let's just go say hello as we keep on this AI conversation. I got a couple other things, but let's say hello to chat. You're going to have to do it, Dave, because my screen just went black.
All right. We have Steve Hickey saying hi to me. Hi, Steve. We have Mr. Ethereum laughing at what you said, Billy. We have Jesse in there talking about it's midnight 07 over where he is. He's about to get some sleep. Hashtag Jesse definitely needs sleep. And he's laughing at what I said. I think it was about the aliens and the three-eye atlas. Steve talking about is Jesse awake? Mike Vollmer talking about somebody's rugging. Rusty Bot's in the chat. Jay Violet's in the chat. Poman is in the chat. Chris Klein is in the chat. I think we've covered close to everybody that I see that's active in the chat. And then I'm sure we have a bunch of lurkers in the chat as I see Alex O's name up there. So, and he said today is for family and Tuesdays are for golf. So we appreciate you stopping in here.
Yeah. So what do you think, Jimmy Jim, this whole AI thing? I really think Dave's onto something. I think it's really going to like hit us between the teeth with the job losses due to AI. if you think about, because when you get into AI, you get into that next level, which is, we talked about it a couple of months ago, the robotic side of AI. So as these and we're already, think about just the autonomous vehicles, throw that in, that's AI, Tesla's AI play, right? I think we're going to see it, man. We're going to see it where you're going to have someone like Lyft or Uber get acquired from an AI play. And now imagine Lyft, the whole fleet is nothing but autonomous vehicles. So all
Well, they have
those drivers,
competitors, Billy. So like Waymo, right?
right?
Jimmy
Waymo,
over
yep,
in, yeah.
right. But I think we're going to see some like actual moves, purchases and things, because now you have the technology that can easily replace what humans can do. I think we're getting to that precipice. I think we're getting closer to that equilibrium, that break even point, where the scales get moved. And
I agree completely. If I may
yeah,
just have a quick point there, just relating to my job in sales, like I'm already using it right now, just the free version, to basically get the base of what I'm hearing from a customer. They'll describe something about their plumbing setup, which might seem a little odd to me, and then I'll just literally key in exactly as they're speaking to me in however they phrase it, and then work my way from there. So realizing that it's actually able, even just on free versions, to be able to piece together projects for me in
Yep.
such a quick fashion, it makes me realize that as soon as these tools are advanced enough and more or less in the hands of my customers, it pretty much renders me useless, aside from submitting the orders, pushing invoices, calling suppliers, all that stuff. But the AI, once it hits that six plus, if you want, then I could easily see it communicating with vendors and going more deeper into the web of the supply chain networks, and essentially rendering my job completely useless. So yeah, I
And
definitely
so,
see it as possible.
yeah, so if you connect even right now, you connect it to your apps like Google Mail and stuff like that, and you can
Yeah.
schedule it to do all that for you already. So it
Yeah,
can go and
exactly.
tell your supplier, hey, he's out of this, or he just had an estimate for this that was approved, so he needs this. It can already do if this then that's from your
Yeah.
Gmail and ChatGPT.
Yeah, and there's a company that already had such proprietary software beforehand. Much of us might know of this company, Fastenal, Industrial and Construction Supplies. They have had their own backend that's quite intuitive, that I've had the pleasure of using.
Yep. And like you say, we're using it all the time. Like I use it to do supplements for insurance. Use it to do roof estimates. I use it to do sprinkler estimates. I use it to, I mean, there's a million different things we're using it to populate my little brother's sprinkler channel so that he has content on the sprinkler channel that ranks really well at SEO.
Yeah.
So we're doing that. I mean, it has opened up so many things. We were talking even before the stream. I mean, even here at Billy Goat Tales, I mean, it's made so many things possible today that weren't possible 2, 3 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
what do you think, Jim? This AI, what's your prediction on AI impact to jobs?
I mean, I think probably manufacturing's probably most at risk. I mean, look at it this way. A plane can fly itself right now, right? I mean, technically
As for
speaking, an
years.
airplane could take off, fly, and land somewhere 100% by itself. And it's been able to do that for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
Why is there still pilots?
Mm-hmm.
So
I don't know that the
I
while
world,
think
the underlying
I think that has to
apparatus
do
is
with
ready for it. Like the technology was there. I think this is different because you
yeah,
have the fundamental, everybody's ecosystem has the ability to receive that now, versus with the pilot industry, you still need that technical, that the fear of
and that's
robots
exactly my point.
was not overcome yet. You know what I mean? So yeah.
I don't believe, uh, in time, will it happen? Will certain jobs go away because AI can do them? Absolutely. I mean, as technologies have grown, uh, as through manufacturing,
Yeah.
I mean, um, there's not too many people, hammering out auto parts these days, right? I mean, they're on a press. I mean, that alleviated somebody's job, and we found a way. There's going to be other jobs created, not
Absolutely.
only taken away, but created
Yeah.
Yeah, I
in
agree
the
with
AI
you.
space. It's just a matter of, do you catch the wave? Do you catch it soon enough? And how far can you ride it? I mean, that's
Yeah.
life.
Right.
But,
Yeah, but I
do I
think
think we're going to wake up a year from now and you know, all the cars in the world are going to be driving themselves, and people are going to be
Yeah.
in
No.
anarchy because they don't have a way to work. I mean, it's going to be a very slow transition, no matter really how fast. It'll be accelerated in certain areas, not so much in others. Me personally, I'm not concerned with it. I mean, I think I'll be long dead before that happens.
Like the Waymo, the people that went into there and got into that vehicle without a driver for the first time, they all say how weird it was, but then they got used to it, right? Like if it's in one of those cities, Seattle, I think you guys had it down in Texas there, and uh, they said that once they started doing it over and over, it kind of like, okay, you built that trust, you eliminated that fear,
Sure.
and it just seems like it's happening way faster than I ever expected, even for what we're getting right now from ChatGPT or from Grok or from the autonomous side and the robot side. And I think if you're in a trade, if you're a HVAC guy, a plumber, electrician, I think if you're a doctor, in a specialty, situation, you're probably going to be fine. But as this wears on, my thoughts are, just the everyday man job. Think of Amazon warehouse, all of the automation. I don't know. I think maybe 5 years we'll be looking back today, 5 years from now, and saying, "Wow, has all these new jobs that no one even thought about exist, and all these old jobs are being replaced with automation way faster than what we've seen in my 60 years. We saw automation. I saw automation, of course, right? But man, I wouldn't call it was speedy. I would say these next 5 years, it's going to be a super speedy situation, comparatively speaking. Just because I think the world's now got the whole apparatus built, the foundation of it is built around the world of AI. And so I think it's just going to accelerate its adoption, much like Bitcoin, right? I think the Bitcoin adoption this year has really, really been strong. And I think that adoption curve is really close to the same. What was you going to say, Dave? Sorry.
I don't think I was.
I thought when Jimmy was saying something, I thought you tried to jump in.
Oh, just about the. I think there's a big difference between jobs that they don't have catastrophic possibilities if there's not a person there, like an airplane. So if there's not a person there and something happens and all the plane crashes, who knows where it could crash, and all the people on the plane could die. So that's super catastrophic. But one car crashing or a machine going offline or something minor like that, or somebody telling them or the automation telling them that they don't have the flu when they do have the flu. I think those things are not the same. I think all those things are going away. I mean, you say even with the doctors, I don't think all the doctors' jobs are going away, but I think their caseload's about to jump up, and most of the doctors are probably going to go away. They'll just be reviewing cases or just like double checking AI, I think, is eventually what their job will be.
Yeah, I think that's what it'll turn into, the double check of an AI. When we get the robotics to do the surgeries, the heart surgeries, the liver replacement surgeries, the lung replacement surgeries, actually have the robotics that you don't need man to do that. I think that's, 5 years down the line for sure, maybe 10 years, right? I don't know. I don't keep up with, but I think we're getting ready. I think a paradigm shift is happening, and I think it's happening right now for a reason. And I think we're all going to be pretty surprised 5 years from now when it's all said and done. But hey, it's just a worthless opinion. Don't really know. What do you think, Redman, before we move on to the next topic?
Well, I mean, you're kind of already seeing it. You can now go on the internet, buy a car, gets dropped off at your house. There's no more car salesman, right? I think that's one of those things. Another one is you can get pulled over driving your car, your DUI. You got to go to court. You got to get a lawyer. Well, the AI knows the law, right? The AI can come in and represent you in court, right? Those things are easily. Now, when it comes to the doctor part, I will say one thing. There's certain things in the body that does indicate that you need to be palpated, like what we say in the medical field. So if you have like a hard mass in your stomach, that needs to be palpated. There's no AI that's going to look at your stomach and say, "Oh, you got a mass in your stomach." No, it doesn't happen that way. There are certain things in the medical business where we will need a physical touch to figure out what's going on with you, instead of. But as far as prescribing medications, yes, AI can do that. Looking at stats, AI can do that. It could weigh the benefits and the pros and cons of each situation. AI can do that. So yeah, there's going to be certain things, but as far as like, would I want an automated robot going to pick up my grandma to take her home? No, I wouldn't want that to happen. Right. So but I get what you're saying, Billy. Over time, you kind of get used to it. You get used to that trade being taken over by a robot. It's like Elon right now is investing so much in his robotics company. Why? Well, because robots will create more time for you to live and do the things in life that won't, like laundry is not going to hold you up from doing billy goat tails. Cleaning the house is not going to hold you up from doing billy goat tails or trading cards with your friends or NFTs or whatever it is. Robots will take over that part of your life, and you'll have more time to do the things that you have passion of, the more things that you want to do, create, write a poem, what have you.
We're going to own nothing and be happy. Is that what you're saying, Jeff?
You're going to be able to have more time to create with, and not have to worry about the responsibilities, some responsibilities in your life. And that's going to be very appealing to to pretty much everybody in the world. So I'm excited for it. I hope it happens. Who knows if we're even living on Earth in the next 10, 20, 30 years, there's that part too. So
yeah, Mr. Eth, we're talking like the Jetsons. Remember the Jetsons?
Yeah.
We have Emma in the chat. Good to see you, Emma. Thanks for stopping in. Everybody feed Emma. Say hello to Emma. Also, somebody brought up XRP. He brought up Moore's Law. Yeah, it's kind of like Moore's Law as far as this AI conversation. Baked into Bitcoin is Moore's Law, right? So the increase in technology, the curve of technology, as you update your mining hardware, it's better and better, and you got to keep updating, and is built right into the Bitcoin algos, because yeah, it's going to happen. That's why the mining rewards drop down. It's kind of early there, Dave. Relax. Watch the finger, the trigger finger there. So yeah, a good point on that. XRP A1, yes, good point on that. All right. There was something else I wanted to bring up before we get too long in the tooth there, because we were talking about the ET and all of these ETFs. Don't do it, Dave. All of these ETFs are really creating a lot of liquidity, a lot of buy pressure. And look who is launching the newest one, Bitwise. Files for the first ever Aptos ETF. Now, we'll get ready to pull up that chart, Dark Crash, because I got a feeling this was a day ago. So this came out a day ago. And Bitwise moves to launch Aptos ETF. What is Aptos and why it matters, and the regulatory path and market outlook. So, base summary of this: Bitwise filed the S1 for the Aptos ETF. This could be the first ETF to offer APT exposure. And regulatory review will shape its approval timeline. As we know, pretty good chance. A lot of these ETFs, crypto ETFs, have a great chance of making it through, at least for the next couple of years. But why Aptos? What is Aptos? Why does it matter? Well, it was founded by the former Meta Facebook engineers and is built on the Move programming language, which emphasizes safety and speed. It gained attention for its high transaction speed and focus on user-friendly applications. And I think we all kind of knew that about it. I mean, we kind of know what a lot of these protocols are, what they do. But Bitwise is stepping up in to create a regulated investment vehicle. Aptos could soon enter portfolios of traditional investors without the need for the direct token custody. The ETF would track the spot price of APT, making it easier for institutions and retail investors to gain exposure through traditional brokerage accounts. And that's what I'm saying with all these ETFs. That new money, that money that wouldn't have been seen because nobody's going to learn how to use a Coinbase app, or learn how to use a MetaMask, or to have a digital wallet, or they're not crypto people. They're not, there are a lot of boomers, a lot of Gen Xers. They want to jump into crypto. Now their traditional brokerage house is it's easy. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, ADA, that should be approved. Cardano, that should be approved this month. Now Aptos. What do you think about that, Redman?
Well, first of all, I'd like to say Aptos has a pretty big backer in BlackRock. Bitwise launching this is massive. It's actually the actual Aptos tokens that are going to be bought are going to be held in cold storage by Coinbase. So that's massive. It's a 1-to-1. We don't have to worry about any of the, okay, well, will this affect the price? It will. It will definitely affect the price. Aptos, insane layer 1 blockchain, 160,000 transactions per second. So it uses Move programming language. And you're right, it has the Meta team's backing. They're the ones that developed the project. It's got a strong focus on DeFi, NFTs, and Web3 applications. So Aptos, as a layer 1, it's a bona fide layer 1. It's institutional grade without the headache of managing your own wallet. It's pumped over 30% the last week. It hit a local high of 537 on the news of the ETF. Analysts are comparing it to Solana and XRP ETF filings, so they are similar. I know there were some questions about that. Some price targets, looking at $50 a cycle. I don't know. That's like Moon Boy stuff. I don't believe it'll even get close to that, but it could. This is crypto, so. And then we got to think about the SEC. The review time is probably going to take 3 to 6 months. Well, where does that put you? 3 to 6 months puts you around the time the next bear market is starting. There's no guarantee of approval, but it's a 90% chance, just like you said, Billy.
Way better.
It looks like it's pretty likely going to happen. But like we said, 3 to 6 months could give you a good entry point in the Aptos ETF. So I do like that part. Yeah, I dropped a link in the chat for the Billy Goat Tales Aptos short if you guys want to learn more.
Yeah, the contrary trader. Yeah, we created our show last night. So yeah, we hit the all-time high last night after our thumbnail and everything was created. Oh, I gotta plug in. It's telling me I gotta plug in. There we go. Dark Crash, you got that Aptos chart. Let's take a look at that, man.
Yeah, I got it up for you.
All right, can you add to stage? What, Dave? You're gonna have to add it up there. There you go.
Glitch in the
Thank
matrix.
you, sir.
All good. Okay, so
What happened?
so there's, can you see it?
Yep.
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 Beautiful. All right, so that high you were mentioning, it still looks like it has a ways to go. Honestly, it's pushing on this little volume area and before it breaches and then finds its way up to the $7 range. It on the weekly, it's not that big of a divergence, but we do have the big hump, the smaller hump, and we'll just call this lag period before another smaller hump and also higher hump. Let's add that. So we got the 1, 2, 3, it's rising in momentum, and of course price action on average falling down still. This is a bit of a higher bottom, but I would still classify it based on the averages here to be more or less leveling out and flipping to the upside. So RSI just starting to split away. You can barely see it in there, but actually, if I think I can expand it. Yeah, see? So you can see the RSI just expanding a little bit, kicking to the upside. Bit of a shark tooth there. Money flows very close to curling over. So on the weekly, this thing's looking like it could bounce quite nicely to the upside. But it could also bleed very gently back down into the $4.
Go to the daily. Take a look at that.
Yeah. So lovely trigger wave setup there. Of course, the momentum waves of the daily mimic what we saw in the condensed weekly version of momentum. And then, of course, leading to that little bit of a shot up there. Let's bring out that measuring tool to see exactly how much that was. Just from the bottom of the red candle here, as opposed to the wick. And the reason I like to choose body sometimes is it's a bit more indicative of what's been going on versus the wick. So where we're sitting at right now, right there, about a 34% grade from where candles were closing out and where we are now. Of course, we still have an hour 27 on this daily candle before it shifts. And that hump is looking very much like it wants to at least temporarily produce a red dot down on the market cipher Bs. But yeah, right now, still a very nice move in the recent days, as Billy was alluding to earlier.
Well, I think that's just the insiders, right? The people that really are on the Aptos, or that trade it, that engage with it, that use it, and then of course the traditional financial markets that are plugged into Bitwise, wanting to do an ETF with Aptos. So, yeah. So of course, look, boom, nice little move up, 34% with that news, right?
Yeah, just with the news. And if this all follows through and everything, then that $7 is very realistic. Of course, there's going to be shakeup and consolidation, as is with any altcoins. There's always going to be a lot more profit takers in the short term than there are buyers in. So it's something to keep in mind.
Yeah. So there you go, guys. You want something to trade? Keep your eye on Aptos. Should get some movement out of that.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe it already did move, right? So now that the application is out, that buy the news, sell the event kind of thing could play out as well. No one really knows, right? But I did want to put that on your radar. These ETFs, guys, I'm telling you, follow the ETF, follow the money. We know in life, right? Follow the money, follow the money, follow the ETFs. The ETFs are liquidity. They're these companies that are launching new ETFs, these protocols, these blockchains that are launching, or the like a company like Bitwise that's launching ETF with blockchain products. That's follow the money, stay up on it, because you can catch one of those moves And like we all say in trading, you got to do the TA, right? Like Lifer always says, show me the charts, I'll show you the news. Of course, you do that separately, but to kind of have a bit of what's happening out there, I think is very helpful. At least it has been for me.
Totally.
And I did see Tony. Tony was, or was that Squirrel Shine Bob back there? I don't know. I saw Squirrel Shine Bob's remarks. I didn't put them up on the screen. I don't think I did, anyways. But we're gonna probably meet Squirrel Shine Bob. The team's gonna meet Squirrel Shine Bob next week at our Billy Goat Tales retreat in South Carolina here. So let's see here. What's Mike V saying? Tony, I think that sounds it's Emma's stomach. Poor Emma. Everybody say hi to Emma. Feed Emma. Send her some cheesecake emojis because she's always hungry. We got to make sure we take care of family. And Emma is Jimmy and my niece. So we got to take care of family, Jimbo. All right. I see it. You guys blow me up. I see it. I have a couple more things to go over, but Jimmy's saying swirling his finger behind the scenes there. The club. That's all on you. There you go.
Open the club. Open the club. You know what time it is. It's time to open the club. 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 It's time to open it up. Billy Goat Tales, Billy Goat Tales, Billy Goat Tales. We love you, fam. Givers Gang. Billy Goat Tales, Billy Goat Tales, Billy Goat Tales. We love you, fam. Givers Gang. Billy Goat Open the club. Open the club. You know what time it is. It's time to open the club. 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 Billy Goat Tales, Billy Goat Tales, Billy Goat Tales. We love you, fam. Givers Gang. Billy Goat Tales.
Oh man,
Billy Goat Tales.
you guys are awesome.
We love you, fam. You know what time it is. It's time to open the club. It's time to open the club.
All right. Excellent. We appreciate that. That digital production by Dave Digital. Oh man. Let me see. Let's keep on moving on because we do want to make sure that we get out of here at the right time because we do have Keith has a 7 o'clock. So we went about 20 more minutes at the most.
Isn't Jimmy going on there?
Yeah, Jimmy, tonight's your episode, the taped episode that you were on. So everybody's got to make sure they go over and check out Crypto Coin Mindset. Matter of fact,
Cards and Legos.
can you go into the YouTube because this is something Tony normally does is and to set up the forward it over there to him. Do you know how to do that? I've never done it yet, so. Just to make sure we forward it over to Keith's channel after our stream, which is about 15, 20 minutes from now. Was that a yes or a no?
We don't know yet. We're looking at it, Billy.
Okay. Okay. While you're looking at that, let me pull up our next topic here. Stable coins. So one of the big stories for this year, right? So we started this year with the meme coin explosion. And then really we've been, you had the meme coins, you had the ETFs, and now you have the stable coin, and you also had AI. So like in crypto this year, just so many firsts, so many new things, but the stable coin market cap versus the US dollar, this was interesting. The rise of the digital dollars. So stable coin values 11%. Now let's go through this real quick. And there's your plasma too. Stablecoin market cap has climbed significantly in the last 5 years. As of August of 2025, the value of stablecoin is now equivalent to about 11% of all US cash in circulation. Now, well, before I get it, the future of money is being built on stablecoins, and it's happening faster than you think. But just how big is the market cap of stablecoins? Created in partnership with Plasma, and we talked about Plasma. Red did a short on Plasma. We talked about Plasma a week or so ago. The stablecoin graphic compares the value of stablecoins to something everyone is familiar with, which is the United States US cash. So here we go on 2020, 1%, and it has the dates, and it goes to 21 to, and keeps on going. You can write this. I did it. I'm not going to do it now. Take that much time, but you write it all the way through and see how it's just growing and growing and growing and growing. The value of stable coins is now equivalent to 11% of all US cash in circulation. How fast do you think it's going to take to get up to from 11% to 50%, Redman? What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so as of October 2025, we've seen a 47% increase in stablecoin total market cap. So that's just what, I mean, that was before the Genius Act was. So this thing has been growing in anticipation, right? So it could be 5 years before it's at 50%. 5 years, maybe 3 years. That's all speculation from here, but I mean, it's grown 47% in 1 year. So, I mean, do the math. A couple years, we're already looking at 50%. That's considerable. And there's a bunch of stuff around this whole subject. I mean, I have a ton of information. Do I want to go over it all right now? No. But just know that people are pumping cash. Like as soon as when Plasma came out, it was sitting at a $2 billion valuation. It is now, the last time I looked at it, it's sitting at 7 billion. And that's just a couple of 10 days, 11 days, something like that. So just Plasma alone. Now there's Aave, there's all the different DeFi that people are locking up their stable coins in. I don't need to rattle them off right now. The OGs in the chat know. But yeah, massive volume coming into stable coins, and it's not going to stop anytime soon. There's going to be more that are coming.
Yeah. What's your thoughts, Jimmy Jim, on the rise of the stablecoin? Do you think we're going to hit? When do you think we're going to hit 50%?
I mean, if I was going to take a guess, I mean, it would probably within the next 10 years. Seeing a lot of activity, a lot of growth in that segment of crypto. But I think that's reasonable to say.
Yeah. As regulation provides more and more clarity, you're going to have the bigger and bigger companies adopt and get into the blockchain. You're going to enter through stablecoin, right? Most likely. So US dollars think about the whole minting process. Pretty inefficient when you think about it. The whole treasury, the actual minting process of creating dollar bills. That's 11% of the cash in circulation. So they're going to move to digital dollars. I mean, that's just the future, right? It's going to be digital. So you're going to get most likely away from dollar bill, paper money, and coins. I think that's just the future, right? So I think we'll be at 50% in the next 5 to 10 years, yeah, for sure. 50% in the next 5 to 10 years. And again, we're all just guessing. We don't know. We're no smarter than anybody else. But being plugged into the current, right, of the blockchain, Bitcoin, and crypto space, you can see how stable coins really changed everything, right? When, like, we had a show on a couple of weeks ago where we talked about when you first tried to buy Bitcoin way back, you had to buy. It was tough. It was tough. And then when the alts came around, you had to own Bitcoin to get to Ethereum. You first had to buy Bitcoin to even get to that pair to be able to buy Ethereum. Stablecoin comes around, makes it pretty easy. Change your dollars into a stable coin. Now you can buy pretty much anything you want, for the most part. So, yeah, I think that's doable for sure. What about you, Dave Digital? What do you think? And we'll get you too, Crash. We'll see what your thoughts are on this as well.
Yeah, I'm a little distracted right now. I'm trying to figure out how to do I'm not really listening. I'm trying
Oh,
to figure
okay.
out.
All right.
I'll slide in.
Yeah.
So the rise of the digital dollar and the adoption of stablecoins. Well, this is something I've been interested in for more or less the last 6 or 7 years. I heard some news about stablecoin legislation for the first time when I was going through business schooling, and I was like, all right, the adoption's pretty much there. We're just looking at really, we have our dollar digitized on the computer systems and everything. Banking systems are electronic, but the thing is, we're trying to basically transfer over to a new system, which is blockchain and crypto technologies, and that bridge is thankfully bridged through stablecoins. And having such a wide adoption right now as it is incredible. We just need the terminals and the how do I say this, the remittance services set up so that companies can have their USD converted or USDC or whatever stable coins converted directly to cash. Once they get all that infrastructure set up, I could definitely see the appetite for stable coins rising beyond the 10-11% that we saw in that article, and the free cash flow being greater, closer to 25-30%. I don't see it totally taking away the physical dollar, because the physical dollar will always have its place, but could it be more than 50% of cash flow in our lifetime? I definitely think so.
So you're longer term, huh? I think the way we print money, it's going to be a lot easier to print digital coins.
True.
You know what I mean? It's like there's a process. When I talk about print money, I'm talking about the actual press of pressing the dollars and creating all the ink, and it's pretty inefficient process. I think there would be 50 years from now, people will look at that and think, can you believe they used to actually like print paper? There'd be people that think or coins, right? So
yeah, but it just might be that happy medium without having to go directly back to cash or
Could
dealing
be.
with our banks.
Yep.
And like you said, banks, they can print, the central banks, sorry, more specifically, can print. And then of course our issuers, our stablecoin issuers, can print and burn as much as they want. And that's just it. And we have to live with it. But they more or less have to back it with dollar to dollar. So that's the only kind of anchor we have in the system for that. Otherwise it would just be, unfortunately, as our friend Squirrelshine Bob calls it, funny money. Then at that point, if we didn't have any backing whatsoever,
Yep, for sure. All right, Redman, you ready to jump into some Redman's research? Oh, you're muted.
You're muted, bud.
Ready? You ready?
He's ready.
Yeah, I am now. Sorry about that. right, just hold on.
And just a quick update, Billy. We
Yeah.
are ready to forward over to Crypto Coin Mindset right when we're done.
Dave
Cool.
Digital figured it out. Another great Dave Digital production, live on the spot. You saw it happen. Made it happen. Love it.
So, yep, I got you, Billy. All right. So this week in my research, this week, obviously I dropped some shorts in here, but the big thing that I kind of wanted to go over today was the exit plan. So as you all know, the last half of the year before we supposedly go into a bear market, everybody needs to plan their way of getting out of their investments. If that's your plan. Now that looks differently for everybody, right? Not everybody's going to sell. And some people are going to ladder out. Some people are going to hold until next bull run. And those are all fine. If that's what fits your thesis, then do it. Whatever that plan is, go with it. I'm just going to bring up some things real quick. Let's see here.
I see what's going on there.
Yeah, Alex Becker. Anyways, I wanted to bring up some stuff. Yeah, here we go. I got it right here. So on Twitter, so one of the indications of trying to call a top is sentiment, right? And so when the normies are in and they're FOMOing into all these different alts, Bitcoin, what have you, you want to know, you want to have an edge, right? So you come to Billy Goat Tales and I show you this here at Twitter, this Coinbase rank. Now, this is not official. It's unofficial, of course. But one of the factors is the Coinbase app itself will be in the top 10. Actually, the way the guy explained it on the video, he said it would be in the top 3. But I'm going to say anywhere between 5 and 10. So on the App Store, the Coinbase, the app rankings are ranked on the Apple Store and on the Play Store for Android. So if you see the Coinbase app in the top 5, chances are it might be a cycle top, and the sentiment is usually super bullish. You'll have people on there saying, "Oh, this bull run's never going to end." And when people start saying that kind of stuff, we need to start thinking about getting out of our bags, or else we're going to round trip through the bull market and not have a fun time.
It's a factor. It's a factor.
It's a factor. And like I said, not financial advice. These are all just certain things that I use to kind of gauge the market on where we're at. But they can help you and they can give you some guidance. You shouldn't just blindly go off of we say this all the time. It's not financial advice. Don't blindly just follow what I do. But these are certain things that could help you if you're looking to get out of your bags.
It's another form of confluence, right?
And just being,
yeah,
just being responsible.
And shout out to being responsible.
And shout out to Dave Digital.
All Set Miner.
Oh man, also let's OG in the chat.
We got some great people, man. You guys are awesome. We love you guys. Yeah, Red. So I agree. You should have a plan. We know we're in the last leg of this 4-year cycle. Even if you're a believer that it's going to extend,
you should still have an exit plan no matter what.
Yeah, we still need an exit plan. It's not going to extend forever, right? So better have a plan. Good stuff. What else? Anything else on that?
Other than no, I don't have any pi cycle charts, or I don't have any money flow charts or anything like that. But those things are helpful as well to finding the top in these 4-year cycles. Now, 4-year cycles can always change. You know, all this stuff can change. So being fluid and not being so rigid, sticking to your goals, but not being so rigid can help you as well. There's always going to be new tools that come out that will show you metrics that will be useful to you as well. So just try to stay open-minded and I try to listen to as many people as possible before I just, dump my bags on the market.
Yep. All right, Dave Digital, real quick. What's going on in simple terms?
Oh, in simple terms. So we just had another podcast on Saturday. A lot of fun things are going on. So we've been able to release the members only videos that has the debate version of the simple terms. It's not interactive, but it does kind of give you the contrarian side of whatever the source was. So in most cases, it's been the white paper. So that's pretty cool. We're going to be talking about this week plasma. So we're getting ready for that. I mean, we're going out of town to go to weekend to Billy, so I've already got most of that stuff ready to go and queued up so that we can just press the live button from South Carolina. So really exciting. Obviously the shorts are. It's fun to see because I use AI to clip the shorts and to make all that, but it's fun to see what makes the clips. So that's fun for me every week. Once we have the show to go back to send it in for the clips and then to see what comes out as the clip. So that's pretty cool. I'm even excited to do that with this show, because after this show we can spin it into AI and then we get to see what made the clips, and eventually I'm sure we're all going to be trying to make the clips. I mean, we're not doing it yet, but it's fun to see that part. I mean, I'm really excited just about where we are with everything, not just Simple Terms podcast, but with Billy Goat Tales, with the entire crypto community and with AI. It's just fun. This is a fun time to be alive and witness a different time.
Yep. And like say, we're open source at Billy Goat Tales. New people want to come in, start a channel. We invite them on. We like anybody can participate. We're kind of the crypto community. We were born out of the crypto community, right? So Frankie Candles and a lot of traders. So Jimmy Jim, I think we're down to that point of the show. We got 4 minutes left. We've got to always do Jimmy Jim's final thoughts. Cue that up, Dave Digital.
Cards and Legos and Legos and cards. What is a handsome man like me supposed to do?
Well, we definitely had a slow weekend. Not many buyers on our stream last night. We went for 12 hours again, but I did rip a bunch of stuff on there. And probably one of the coolest things we got, I'll show you. Check this dude out. Finally got that is one Litecoin. I pulled that last night out of Cardsmith Space. So that was pretty cool.
Very cool.
I'll redeem that and change it into Bitcoin immediately. Also picked up a nice Akeem Olajuwon. If you're in Houston, and a really cool Return of the Jedi card. I really dig that card. But yeah, it was kind of a quiet week for us. It's going to be a quiet week this week, being we're traveling, and we'll be off Thursday and Saturday, and then we'll be back in full force the following week, both days, putting in our 20 hours a week, or trying to.
I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message.
Very nice, Jimmy. Yeah, I can't wait to see all you guys. We're going to have a good time over here in South Carolina. So with that, guys, I can't believe it. Boom, just like that, 2 hours gone, show's over. Incredible. We appreciate all of you guys always tuning in, coming and hanging with us on Sunday. It is the Lord's Day, as Alex said, so we appreciate you taking some time to be with family, your crypto family, and the Billy Goat Tales team. Please make sure that you remember to stay right here as we redirect you to Crypto Coin Mindset. He's got Jimmy Jim, our own Jimmy Jim, is going to be on this episode, as I understand it. So got to support him. Say hi in there. We'll see you then, guys. Till next time. Peace out. We love you.